Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo and I am here for Frieren Season 2, Episode 10, the finale. And we are not alone now in heading north to the land of golden opportunity. I'm not sure exactly what we're setting up here, but I'm kind of excited by the idea that other people, for other reasons, and other factions for other reasons, would also be heading to the same place that we are, where all these different characters and different motivations and different viewpoints and stuff can all collide. That's pretty cool. It's like a fertile ground for new writing and could involve like the collision of a bunch of characters that we've already met. Very exciting. But overall, here we are at the end, the final episode of Season 2 of Frieren. The season has been pretty darn good. I don't think that it matches up to the kind of mind-blowing quality of the first season. But even barring that, it still takes a place alongside some of the best seasonal anime that I've ever seen. Frieren's good. Is good show, even taking a step back from the top tier peaky peaks that it had reached before, is still good show. Lots of interesting stuff, and we've had a bit of a through line narratively that I'm kind of putting together at this point. We've already mentioned it a couple of times around not quite achieving what you were setting out to achieve. Whether it's Stark and Fern planning this date and it kind of not going right, or going after Bosshaft and seeking this amazing liqueur for years and years and finding out that it kind of tastes like shit. There have been a bunch of episodes and a bunch of portions and a bunch of like individual little mini stories within Frieren where we don't reach what we were seeking. We go after something and we try really hard for it, and it ends up being very different from how we envisioned it when we set off on our journey or started our mission or whatever. And I'm wondering how that's all going to play, going to come together, whether we'll try to like thematically wrap that here at the end of the season, or whether it will just build on itself and continue moving on into the future, a future where we might in fact reach Auriol, the land of gold and spirits and heaven, and find that it's not what we set out on our journey for in the first place, that maybe we can't talk to the spirit of Himmel and reconnect and all those things that have been inspiring Frieren on this journey. Maybe not. Maybe it'll work just fine and everything will be great and we'll get to hang out with Himmel and high-five our ghost friends, but maybe it'll be a disappointment. And then comes the question, how do you deal as a person, as a group, as a conscious entity in this world? How do you deal with disappointment? This inevitable force, this inevitable feeling that sometimes is going to be your experience of reality. How do you handle that? Where do you go from there? What's the next journey after that? I don't know, but I'm really excited to find out. Probably not here in this final episode of Frieren, but eventually, in general. This is sort of the space that we've created, and it's a fertile space for lots of more interesting storytelling, especially if we do have conflicting factions converging on a location of great power for different reasons. Strikes me as very fucking interesting. If we've got our faction heading there for spiritual reasons to connect to the past, maybe we've got the Norn Company heading up there because there's gold and they need money. Maybe there are all sorts of other groups or other people trying to get a foothold in the now available, now accessible far north beyond the demon lands and all that shit. I don't know, but I'm excited to find out what Frieren has next, eventually in store for us, and what it's going to do here in this last episode to give us a kind of a feeling of wrapping up this micro season. Mini season? It's like a mini season, you know? It's smaller, but it's still got something to it. It's got some sauce. It's got some spice. Okay. I think that's my spiel here at the beginning. Let me do a drawing. I've got one cooking in the back of my brain. Let me draw it out, and then we will come back here for the final episode of Season 2 of Frieren. Thanks for joining me. Okay. Gonna need some color for this one. Okay, as I said, this is just an idea that I've got cooking in my brain, and I'm gonna give it a shot here. Okay, I think that's my drawing. Give me a sec to put these away and then I'll explain it. Okay, this is my little drawing. It's a flower, and it's an accumulation of a bunch of flower petals that match up to different characters. We've been sort of examining this visual element of the OP at the very end when Frieren is carrying this like little handful of flower petals. And this idea that they represent different characters seems really cool to me. And the idea that they're all sort of growing together and it's one thing growing, despite the time gaps and differences and separations and variety of people that are present here. So at our center, it's just the flower, right? There's no indication of Frieren here. Although, oh, I could put this as like the center of an eye. That would be really cool. I haven't done it. I'm not gonna to add things to this at the moment, though. That would be really fucking cool if this was the center of a Frieren eye. Yeah, that would be neat. Okay, that would probably lock things together. But it's just the flower, and then that's Himmel, that's Eisen, that's Heiter, because he's taller than Eisen. That's Stark. That's Fern, of course. That's the hero of the South. That's Methode. That's Geno. That's Flamme. And that's Serie. Okay? Make sense? Yeah? We've got the golden eye, the flames, the black blade, the tall blonde, the the sort of greenish of the hero of the South, Fern's purple, Stark's hefty red, Eisen's also hefty but short and squat browns and tans. Himmel stands out among all of them. It's like the most vibrant of the colors, yeah? And then Heiter. Yeah. All right, my fellow Frieren enjoyers, it's time for us to watch the finale. I've got episode 10 up and ready to go. There will be two versions. Picture-in-picture version with the video up here will be available in the description. Time-based version will be up on YouTube. Early access to the next show that we end up watching. I'm not 100% sure what that is. I got to go back and look. It's been like a couple months since I did all the polls and stuff, and I've forgotten completely. But whatever next show we end up watching, there will be early access to it available on the Patreon. Go check it out. Thanks so much for joining me for the whole run of Frieren. It's been awesome. Can't wait to get into something new. Can't wait to finish this off. I'm very sad that it will be finished off and there won't be more Frieren to watch, but we'll figure it out. Picture-in-picture version in the description. Timer on YouTube. Early access on the Patreon. Beep beep timer. Let's go. I am sad that this will be the last time I hear this OP. Especially that build to woomph. Onward. Whoa. Huh. Huh. Well, they can fly. Wind. Ooh. Oh, we can't fly. Mm-hmm. Gosh, this backing track. Great. Is there a bridge anywhere? Whoa. That high above the clouds is crazy. Bridge? Bridge that's been being built for like 300 years? Hmm. Okay, another shrine. Ah! Ah! Oh, he. Oh, he's in the OP. He's been working on this for a long time. Let's go. Oh man, I'm all about the bridge building. Yeah, nobody's coming to your bridge? Is it about to fall apart? I'm so scared. Oh! Burb! Burb does not like the bridge. Oh, problem solved. Oh, not the only problem. Hmm. Damn. Damn. It's a lot like the dragons. Damn, that's brutal. Quest, 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 quest. I'm gonna steal this whole quest. I'm gonna steal the shit out of this quest. Just letting you know. Oh, I got pancake ingredients too. Deal. We did Fern just Yosha? That's so great. She does like pancakes. Like specifically likes pancakes. I wonder if it'll be like a cliffside nest. Good golly, Miss Molly. Fuck that. They can fly, kind of. Yeah. Why spend 200 years doing that shit? Damn. Hmm. All the time in the world? Oh, if only they had had a way across. Damn, dude. Yeah, that's what I expected. Whoa. Okay, so things now pay for other things. We haven't really done that before. Yes, you do, the building of the bridge. A great gift. It's not about me. It's not about Hemil. Okay. Hell yeah. That's pretty freaking badass, dude. Oh my god, Solo carrying the wood up the mountain, my guy! What a mission. It's Sisyphean, yeah? Oh, helping? Not quite alone. God, and with the triumphant music, too? And perfect pancakes. Wow. This collective effort is incredible. The bridge is built, but then the birds. Fucking birds. Gah. Just flying. Fucking gusty birds. Okay. It's done. Your bridge is done, dude. Yeah, what's next? Find another bridge to build. No, he's done. He's chilling. Great. Wait, did this village, like, build itself around his bridge building? Okay, it's the same village, just rebuilt. Wow. Wow, that's beyond cool. I love the idea that setting off on a path like beginning a project can pull other people in. I love the idea of compensation through like effort put into the whole system as opposed to direct returns. I love that little anecdote, that portion. Oh my god, all her shit. Familiar? Ooh, it's 10 towns. Welcome to the Rime of the Frost Maiden. Maybe nomads? Huh, that's new. Okay. She gonna make them? I don't know. What is she gonna do? Sell shovels? I don't know. Something interesting. Fish. Okay. Yeah. Oh, we can do some arbitrage. We can do some market arbitrage. Hard to get and they fall apart. They fall apart, right? Oh, nope, it's much worse. Cool, 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 cool. We're gonna go kill monsters? That's what we're good at. Cool. To stake a claim? I don't get it. Yeah, is it a holy site or something? Oh, okay. Give them a delay. So it is delay a claim. That's smart. I'm gonna steal this too. Not in a snowy region, but I can figure it out. Yeah, do the squat Stark. Whoa. What a majestic beastie! Fair. Fair. Yeah, look at that thing! Oi! It's fast! It's a multi-tailed frost wolf. That's fucking cool! Dude. Dude! What a martial artist mutt! It's dodging midair! How's it doing that? What the fuck? We're gonna have to corner it or something. Oh. Yeah. Fast and smart. Oh, she's getting out of range. She's getting out of range. Oh my god, fuck that. Oh my god. Oh, the slippery. Whoa. Thank you for the barrier. Holy shit. You got it, Fern. Oh my god, she can't even see. The sniper. The fucking sniper. Like a spotlight from God. Holy shit, Fern. Orbital strike. Music for this whole sequence has been fucking awesome. Visuals were great. That was cool. Great nightcap. Great ending. Oh my god, it's not even the ending. We got like half the episode left. How is that possible? Oh shit! Oh, okay. I thought they were all like same tier. Maybe we fly? Maybe we fly away? Wow. Oh! Hey, it's the Nord Company! Interesting. Who sent them? Yeah. Yeah. Ah. Yeah. It could be mutual, dude. Oh, that too. Yes. Gotta love how faction play actually has effects on other circumstances. It's kinda cool. That's kinda cool. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, humanity is encroaching further and further. Okay. Mhm. You have 5 more hours! Whoa. Oh, that little transition was cool. It's reminiscent of looking up at the stars. And this space is not so dangerous. Hmm. 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 Mhm. Nice. Preserve? It's too beautiful. That's fucking cool! That's fucking cool! That's right! Fucking ecological preserve? Yes! Yeah! Yeah! Yes, it is a good thing. Mhm. Wow. Connecting these things here at the end is lovely. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Talk about following in somebody's footsteps and taking on their role. Because that's what Miss Frieren would do. Because that's what Himo the hero would do. It passes down, man. What does it do? It's special. Ah. Smarty pants. Bing, bing, bing. 2 minutes left to just run through this, huh? Okay. All the places that we've touched, all the people whose lives we've changed and homes we've saved. Now we set off again. Still showing a minute plus. Hi, Adel. Okay. Okay. Did she just experience his memories in turn? Oh, he's gonna be at odds with us then. Oh my god, are we gonna get to see it? Is her grave beyond the border? Huh? Is this the guy who confronted us after this area thing and was like, I will become great by killing you? Is that the same guy? I think that is the same guy. What? There's one of them. Wait. His gold turned homeland? Yo, this is crazy. That is a crazy stinger, guys. What? Danken, the hero, to go fix his Midas touched golden homeland and visit his homie's his wife's grave, right? What? But his mission is to maintain the barrier, which in turn would prevent anybody who approaches it from getting to it, right? Which means we're gonna end up at odds with him? But maybe there's something more to it because he really wants to get in there and he wants to die. Holy shit, like the hero from a fairy tale. What a twist. What a twist. What a completely separate from the rest of the episode little mini portion here. We can't talk about it. We cannot talk about this. There's just no talking about this. It's awesome. It's cool. Mocked of the Golden Land. It's freaking cool. But we can't talk about it. We absolutely cannot talk about it. We just got to talk about the chunks of the episode that we've got here. So what are our chunks of episode? We have cross the canyon, into bridge, into birds fight, and all the import and stuff that wraps itself around that. We've got running out of money, finding this little adventuring town. Frieren puts forth the mission. We go out, we do the mission. With an incredible battle with this foxy guy. I think the battle with the foxy guy is amazing. That monster moves like no creature that I've ever seen put to animation, and it's cool and it's terrifying. It feels genuinely dangerous. And then the rushing in of the chivalric order, this beautiful little portion that's all deeply lit and ties our timelines together once more, and finally that sting at the end. Okay, let's go through it. Oh, the canyon and the bridge. This is just a lovely, sort of ordinary encounter, and it's perfect for me to steal because I've been wanting to throw a big canyon in the midst of my character's sort of journey space. And I was kind of going back and forth whether I wanted a bridge across it or a fake bridge across it or a dilapidated broken down bridge across it with some evil illusionists hiding underneath, putting an illusion of a normal bridge across it so that it looks like it's a fully functional bridge, but you just fall through the middle of it and then they collect your corpses and anything that you were carrying with you, stuff like that. This is another idea that we've got a mostly built bridge that just can't be crossed because there are monsters causing problems everywhere, and maybe even like some travelers who have been stuck on one side of the bridge and are waiting for something to change, namely our heroes arriving. This is a cool idea. I'm going to steal some portion of it. I like it. I love the backgrounds and landscapes through this whole portion. They give a sense of scale, of walking through big landscapes of Lord of the Ringsy style stuff, and that we visualize the cliffs that we're talking about over there, and the big canyon over here, and a couple of other things is really freaking cool. This shot in particular stood out to me because of that sense of scale, that we're so far above the clouds here, that sea level, and those are high clouds above the sea, and we're still up above it all. Amazing landscapes. Really, really cool. This is an interesting shot as we start to make our way up this cliff portion. It's kind of unclear how steep it is. It feels like it's really steep and they're starting to walk up a wall. It's cool. Well, it might be finished soon. Let's go take a look. And indeed, there is a bridge. He has finished it. It's been a while, Frieren. Gehen, the dwarf who's been building it for 200 years. And immediately this raises the question, why? What emotion has made him do this, right? Anytime we have a character who's been heavily dedicated to something over a long period of time, there's some purpose, there's some motivation to it, there's some reasoning. And usually the way that Frieren has been constructed as a story, that ties into everything else. And here his story ties in perfectly. There's this regret, this like, if only XYZ were true, then all these people could have been saved. And his choice is to work toward that goal in the future, even if that village is not there anymore, right? Because the village ends up being rebuilt. We find out at the very end. And this storyline lets us tie in Himmel's ideals as well, as he gives him the money to complete the bridge. Gehen says, like, you're never going to receive repayment from this. Like, you're never even going to get to cross over this bridge because you'll be old or dead by the time that it's crossable. And we come back to planting trees that you'll never get to enjoy the shade of. Himmel is planting a tree here. He sees, it's more than that, it's that he sees somebody else planting the tree and is like, wow, that's good. I want to get behind that. Let me support you. And we see that that's not unique to Himmel either. That heroic assistant impulse. We get all these other travelers who join in as well. And then I get the presumption, it may be true or not, that they are part of the foundation, the reformation of the village. That somehow it's Gehen's act creating this bridge brings people together and rebuilds his village from the ground up as well. Yeah? That's amazing. As he says on screen here, that's amazing. Why aren't people crossing it? Burbs. This gives us so many elements all tied together. We've got the past, we've got the emotions of the present, we've got this work toward the future that you don't get to reap the rewards of, but the future does. And then we've got this sort of action thing and conflict all mixed in with it. That is really cool. The burbs look great. Nothing super crazy special. There are a couple of cool cuts during the burbs fight, but yeah, I mean, they look great. Could you do something about it? What will you pay us? Pancake flips! And Fern is so into this one. Usually Fern is a little, like, uncertain when we do these trades, but she does Yosha. She does absolutely Yosha. That's so cool. I gotta say, every time we go to a location, there's some emphasis on, how do I put it? The physical experience of being there. If we're by a riverside, we dip our toes into the water, right? Or if we're on a boat, we dip our hand into the water and under the surface. If we're like, I don't know, walking up and over hills, we sort of have that feeling of walking up and over them and down below them. If we cross a narrow chasm like this, rocks fall under our feet, and we have a sense of the wind and scale and things to grip onto. Like these little moments that accent that and make it personal, make it tangible, make it tactile, make it sensory, make it more than just a visual experience that we're experiencing as a third party, but something that we're there for. They add so much to the experience of these moments, right? Because if we think about it, like this is really simple sequence. Gehen says, go over here, there are bad birds. We go over here, there are bad birds. Wow, okay, we fight the bad birds, and we kill all the bad birds, and we win. But these moments of, like, scrambling, and almost falling, and a little rock fall, and a little bit spooky, and hop, hip, hop, up over the rock, which is a lovely cut, by the way. Like, the momentum to it is gorgeous. They all make it tactile. They all make it feel like we're there, like it's real. It adds a lot to it. Not sure it ever will be. It's a shame when I have all the time in the world. So it's once he gives his justification. We were attacked, the army was across. If only the bridge was there, everyone could have been saved. And what a tragedy. The people who could help, the force that could help is right there, and there just isn't a route for them to get to where they need to go to save people. So he sets out to fix that. It's like a simple problem with a simple but difficult solution. And Himmel has an easy response. Here you go. Use this. A reward we received. This is way too much. I can't do this. I can't exchange anything. We get this little this little smile from Hemil. You have something to exchange. You have a bridge. What I'm paying for isn't for me. I'm paying for this bridge because that's worthwhile. And it's not payback to Hemil. It's payback to the future. Fine. Well, then Frieren, who will be there, will accept your repayment. So build it strong enough to last 1,000 years. And it is understood. You can count on me, and indeed we can. He is dedicated. And that dedication pulls other people in. I think this might be my favorite part of the episode. Is this right here. Without speech, without talking about what he's doing, right? Like, just the way that this scene is played out, there's no asking for compensation or anything like that. This is the village building its own bridge. These are the people acting to improve everyone's lives. So these travelers join him, and with a little smile and a nod, they become a part of his workforce and dedicated to it and make the work go faster, right? That is, that's my favorite part of the episode. I think it's amazing. And I think there's a lesson to it. It, maybe an inspiration or a little whisper of hope. And the hope is that if you set off on some path to build something worthwhile, others will join you. Yeah? That's a cool, hopeful perspective. That you might not be alone if you set off in the right direction. That's very cool. And with beautiful pancakes the whole time. This montage just continuously working, and it's finally finished. Awesome. That's awesome. Okay, burbs. Burbs, they look good. This one moment where they're flap, 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 pretty freaking cool. And then they all dive bomb, and it really reminds me of Stark dive bombing in the previous episode. Getting blasted. Yeah, it's cool. But just fine, you know? Now people can freely cross the canyon. So what are you going to do now? Find another bridge? Continue on this mission? No, I'm satisfied. I'm done. I'm going to go back to my village and hang out. Come on. And he is a beloved member of this community. Celebrating the completion of this bridge and their village's safety, yeah? 200 years is more than enough time for a village to be built anew. I see. Pretty freaking cool. So we say goodbye across the bridge. Pretty freaking cool, man. This is silly. Fern the mom. Hey, wait. Isn't this place? Yes, it is. There's an adventuring town or a mining town or a resource extraction town. I think it's cool. Holy snow crystals used to make magic potions. I'm going to steal this idea too. An ordinary marketplace, but with very expensive stuff. So let's find some monster slaying stuff. Defeat the monster and erect a barrier. Make a claim. But it's not a claim. Fuck, that's so good. That's so good. I love it so much. I am a major fan of ecological conservation. Major fan of national parks and otherwise legally protected spaces of land, especially if they're beautiful, especially if the ecologies there are of, a considerable uniqueness. Would that we could conserve significantly more of the ecological landscape of our planet. But those things that have been set out as conserves, as reserves, are an incredible resource to humanity and to the planet. And I'm a big fan of them, and I love the execution and implementation of them here. Here's this thing that is beautiful beyond its monetary value. Yeah? That's what this whole sequence really says, is that this place is valuable beyond its monetary value. It has inspired generations of adventurers and travelers and miners and people. And that has value. It is beautiful on its own, and there's something that would be shameful about destroying it for profit. But we're okay with that. We sort of make our peace with that amongst Frieren and Stark and Fern. That is the nature of the world. Human hands will tear things down once more. But it's not necessarily the case. Humans have the ability to choose. And they have the ability to choose that something is worth more as it is than turned into profitable shards of crystal. That's incredible. It gives me hope. That's what it does. It gives me hope, right? That maybe humanity is not, as some like eco-terrorist groups would call us, a virus upon the earth or a terribly destructive force. Maybe we're not exclusively that, you know? Maybe we're a living, growing thing too, and we can be a part of this world as opposed to offset from it, exploiting it, using it. Maybe we can find a balance. I really like that idea. I really like it. And the way that it's played out here as something that we just sort of have to deal with and is the nature of things, only to be revealed at the end that those fears are ill-founded, and that in fact this group of people, these adventurers who do seek profit from those crystals, want instead to keep them beautiful because they're worth more than the profit. It's amazing. So we talk about the barriers. Let's go slay the monster. I think this is so cute. The little squats around the fire, and then Stark having the perfect slides, and for not having the perfect slides. The whole little montage around, really freaking cool. And then we reveal this dude. This dude, we should just leave him alone. We should just leave him alone. Honestly, what a majestic creature. Let's just leave him here to do his wolfy business. We don't need to fuck around with that. Leave him be. No, we're gonna fight him. We're gonna kill him. Holy shit, what a monster. If you get careless, you'll die. What a dude. What a dude. And so we go for it, and oh man, he knows. He senses mana, and he is literally backflip dodging all our shit. Fuck that, man. Woo! Okay, so we start blasting and beaming, and it's like it knows. It's like it knows, and it's way too fast. We've never had a monster move like this at all. And it rears up and kicks. Kaboof. This is a nutty action sequence. Fully in the air and woof. I wonder who did these. Who did these, huh? I don't know. Got no idea. There's cohesion. I think that a lot of these are drawn by the same artist. But then there's difference too. We get this background movement sequence. And that feels like it's a different artist. And then we've got these smears incoming. Wow, it's so cool. Obscured by all this smoke cloud or snow cloud maybe, and then bouncing away. I've got a plan. We send Fern up as high as she can possibly go. The music fucking blasting. This scene of running alongside it and it catching up. Ugh! And then another background movement shot. Same artist as the previous one, almost certainly. But it's got this amazing, like, slippery dog on hardwood floors feeling to it. And then the barrier. We don't even know if it's Fern or Stark, or Fern or Frieren creating this barrier. Wow! And then from all the way up here, cannot see, just blasts, tracking with like mana feelings and shit. Fern is the sniper. The orbital laser. The big boom. And she nails it. Ugh! And then we're surrounded by many, many, many more. And we've got to wait for the Riders of Rohan to come up over the hill and save our asses, which they do, which is kind of awesome, kind of silly. I think we would have survived it anyway, but what a scary moment. All to be solved, in some ways, by the fact that we interacted positively with the Order, the Company of Norn previously, yeah? It's kind of like Himmel gifting the bridge builder the money to build the bridge so that they would have it in the future. We gave the company of Norm the money to keep operating, kind of, and now they're fucking operating, and man, it is helpful to have them operating. So this ripple effect, this idea that you can put effort into the system without having a clear path for it to repay you directly, and yet it is likely that it will come around in some way or another, is a really cool idea. It's one that I expressed pretty frequently over the course of Dungeon Meshi. There's this idea in the context of Dungeon Meshi as a show that the whole ecosystem of the dungeon interacts with itself, and that doing good things like feeding the ecosystem, avoiding causing too much harm to it, leads it to produce more for you and to like accept you more and to be more beneficial in the long run for you and for the whole ecosystem. What I came up with as sort of an analogy or a metaphor was the idea of like an overcomplicated machine of gears and pulleys and levers and stuff where it's all moving and you can see that it's moving. You can't really see where the inputs and outputs are. You can't really understand how the machine operates, but you know that you're somehow interacting and engaging with the machine, and you've got this option to put a little bit more force into the machine if you want to sacrifice a little bit of your own energy, right? Like the literal calories that you've consumed, to just as you walk past a gear that sticks out in this enormous machine that you're a part of. It's the world, it's the universe, it's the whole machine, right? Through different parts of your life, you'll walk down a hallway and there'll be like a gear sticking out and it'll be rotating slowly and you'll have the opportunity to like push on it a little bit. And you don't have to. It doesn't hurt you a lot to push on it. It takes a little bit of effort, but it also doesn't help you much at all because there's no indication what the rest of the machine does, yeah? But you have the option to push on it. And if you do, the machine runs a little bit more smoothly, has a little bit more energy in it. And there's a strange feeling woven through Dungeon Meshi and through a lot of our stories, because it's an interesting, sort of very difficult to prove, if not impossible, but very human idea, aligned with ideas like karma, ideas like I, I don't know, all sorts of things. If you put a little bit more into the system, it will have a little bit more to give. And that might come around to you, not directly, like not as though you're pushing on that one gear will make the next gear move you through the hallway faster or whatever, but pushing on that gear will 300 gears down the line help somebody else a little bit, and then they'll run into you and they'll have a little bit more food in their backpack, and they'll be a little bit more willing to be like, hey, do you want some food? It'll all come around in some interesting way. I don't think that it's necessarily truthfully true, yeah, but I do think that it's a very effective and valuable and materially useful perspective to think about the world as like a big machine that I could put a little bit of effort into and bleed a little bit of effort out of when I need to. When I've got the opportunity and I'm feeling good and strong, I'll put a little bit more of myself into the world. I'll give a little bit without expecting direct returns. And maybe one day, when I'm a little bit downtrodden and a little bit in need, there will be enough energy in the system to help me along too. Is it true? Is it provable? Can you be certain that the time when you bought a homeless guy a sandwich 2 years ago and the time when somebody offered you a meal when you were in need are related? No, and they probably aren't. But I think for our psychology that viewing the world as related in that way is actually powerful and useful. Because it generates this viewpoint of like, there's almost like a bank account of goodness that I can make deposits into. And maybe, just maybe, a little bit of that will flow back to me one day. And therefore I have this motivation to put deposits into the bank account and to avoid making too great of withdrawals when I can. And somehow I think that that leads to a life better lived than many other perspectives. Here, We helped the company of Norm. The company shows up in a moment of our need. How interesting that is. Are these things related? Yes. Yes, actually, directly. Because this guy is like, thanks. We really needed your help. You did good stuff for our company. You've done a lot to help us. We're glad to be helping you too. Well, that's pretty cool, isn't it? Now we're even. Yeah. Cool. Dope. Can't wait to be able to do something good for you next time. That's a really cool, foundation of a relationship. That's a really cool set of interactions. That's a much better way than almost any other that I can think of to interact with other people. Hey, why not do more things for you? I would love to do more things for you. Do I expect them to necessarily come back to me? No, but you having a better life and things being good for you is gonna make things better for me too. Because things being better is better, and things being good is good. That's pretty fucking cool. It's like really simple, really straightforward, but it's pretty cool. The Northern Plateau is changing little by little. Yeah. And a lot of that is our efforts. Now and 200 years ago when Gehen started building his bridge, and however many years ago that we did our first adventure, all of those things have these ripple effects, these echoes. So we awaken to beautiful sunrise. We go and look out upon the Holy Crystal Vein, and I love the blink transition between timelines. Incredible. This is worth defeating the Demon King for. If we do, anyone will be able to enjoy this beautiful sight. And now, here in the present, not anyone can, but many can. How wonderful that is. But it's strange because it will soon be torn down. Sad, but time marches on. But that's not what the barrier is for. The barrier is to protect it, to preserve it. That beautiful sight was an inspiration. Because of you, I can protect the sights of my homeland. It's a good thing. Yes. Yes, it is. We tie things together quite a bit here. Protecting others' homes and protecting our own. Finding new ones. Building new ones. Connections. Why is it that you're always encouraging me? Because it's what Miss Frieren would do. We could end the whole series right there on that kind of an idea, couldn't we? Why does Frieren act the way that she does? Because it's what Hema would do. Why does Fern act the way that she does? Because it's what Frieren would do. Why does Frieren act the way that she does? Because it's what Hema would do. Perfect. It passes down. It passes down. Sometimes the actions that you take, especially toward a particular individual, you don't have to wait for the whole system of gears and pulleys to get working. You just gotta wait for them. Sometimes it's just them, and sometimes the effect, the ripple, is immediate. It's kind of amazing what a bit of kindness and encouragement can do to a person, and how quickly that can turn into exponentially increased kindness as they engage the world in a slightly kinder perspective. It's amazing. It's truly amazing. And I haven't brought it up much this season, but it is always present in my mind that this fictional story is doing that in turn to the people who watch it. That you and I are experiencing Miss Frieren and Miss Fern and Hemo the hero, and we are seeing these fictional characters and experiencing them as heroic archetypes that we could try to live up to as well. And we do, and people do. Stopping fucking train terrorist plots and all sorts of things, attributing their actions to Hemo the hero. And there's not a joke to it. It's not just some bullshit. It's real. People's lives, motivations, and perspectives have been altered by this piece of fiction. by these characters that aren't even real. Yeah? And yet they're more real than real because they have an impact on us. They have an impact on people. How much impact could you have on the people around you? How much impact could your art, creation, work, storytelling, bridge building have on the world around you? And how much of a ripple could that have? I don't know. I don't know. I think the only way to find out is to try to give of yourself to the world around you and to hope, to believe that in some way that will improve existence, yours and that of everyone around you. And I think it will. I think it would. So I'm really grateful for the existence of this fictional group of heroes and the stories that they exist within, the adventures that they undertake, because those adventures serve as emotional evidence. Like, obviously, they're not real, but they're emotional evidence, possibilities, slightly opened doors that lead to worlds of greater generosity, worlds of companionship and working together, and effort put into improving existence itself. I struggle to imagine many better things to spend your time on than improving the lives of others in a way that encourages them to improve the lives of others, that encourages them to improve the lives of others. Whether that's helping someone in some small way directly in your social circle, or donating to some cause, or going out and engaging and communicating with people who you wouldn't normally talk to, or any number of other things. There are ways to be good and for that good to spread. And I think Frieren as a show and Frieren as a character live out and demonstrate to us some of those ways. I'm really grateful for their existence. I'm going to go check Sakagaburu. I spieled real hard there, but I do want to see who drew some of those foxy cuts. Bink, bonk. Bink, 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 bink. Here we go. Rebs, talking. Okay. Odashi. Corpses. Faces. Talking. Cool. Bridge. Miney. Some lovely facial expressions from Himel here. I do really like those. Okay. Kawakubo. Oh, for pushing up the thing. And then everybody joining. Cool. The cliff. Artist unknown. Walking. Cool. Oh, does this have the hippity hop? It does. That's sad that it's artist unknown. I really wanted to know that one. Okay. Takeru Yoshida. The flying, some interaction. Okay, cool. I did really like this sequence, like the little dogs, and it gave me a good feeling of the location. Cool. Kamezawa Ran. This is the surrounded by creatures, and then the horses coming. Cool. Yamawaki. For the burb. Yep. Okay. Yutaka Minoa for the Denken transfer. God, I still haven't even talked about that at all. I'm not really even going to be able to. Okay, cool. This is the whole bird fight, right? Yeah. This is Harashina. Okay. Daiki Harashina. Cool. That connects. That tracks. This is Kanata Yanagisawa and Artist Unknown for all the shiny stuff. Lovely. And finally, this has got to be dog fight. This is Hiroyuki Aoyama, Kokifu. Oh! Oh. That's fun. I just watched an episode of Jujutsu Kaisen that was literally entirely solo key animated by Koki Fujimoto, which is kind of fucking crazy. Yeah, holy shit. I wonder which parts were Fujimoto. We don't. Oh, we do have it. Okay. First portion's Aoyama. First minute, basically. Holy shit. Okay, so first minute, this whole thing is Aoyama. All the way up to here, where it might be Fujimoto and it might be Aoyama. Or it might be unknown. And then we've got, this is Fujimoto getting ready. This is Aoyama, Blasty Blasty. Oh, with the super speed too. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Oh, I went back. Okay, super speed Aoyama. Blasty Blasty. Whoa, fuck. Yeah, those are cool. Big beam boom. Big beam boom. And then Aoyama for the actual. What a duo. What cool working together. You know? Because there's like there's definitely a couple of different animators, maybe two, maybe three. But there's a coherence to all of it. It feels like they really, really work together to make these sections gel. So we cut up to Fern and she does this big explosive blast, and we cut down to the dog and we do this explosive beam coming from the sky, and they feel really connected, even though the credits tell us that they are the two different animators animating two different sides of this beam blast, and yet they feel completely connected. I think that's really neat. Okay. Collaboration. It's cool. And this episode has a bunch of examples of it. Everybody working together and eventually working to preserve, maintain, and move forward. And then we've got Denkin heading toward the gold, given some crazy information. She has a weird fucking face for a second there when she connects to Denkin. Is that his memories coming through to her? I don't know. Maintain and manage the barrier. Do not stray, and do not visit her grave. The last and most dangerous of the seven sages, Macht of the Golden Land. Okay, another adventure awaits. I'm very excited. We'll have to see when Frieren Season 3 comes out. I expect that it will at some point, given that Frieren is freaking Frieren. I hope it'll be at least as good as this season. But we'll have to wait and see. For now, I will simply say thank you so much for watching this series with me. I hope that it has inspired you a little bit. And I hope that talking it through and communicating about it, unpacking it a little bit, being in awe of some parts of it has been an add-on to that inspiration, has improved the experience and given you the ability to experience it once more through my eyes. Thank you for joining me for this piece of the journey, and I look forward to it continuing in the future. Much love. Peace.